Yeah, they tell you that you should quit trying. You were too small, that you were too young. They tell you the chance is too slim, the world is too big, but you say how come? I'm ready to light a new fire, raise a new flag, to cross a new sea. And if I'm ever the one in your way, then put your head down and run right through me. I keep settling for so much less. Don't take what's given, just demand what's next. We're looking for an open door, so we didn't see before. So we get out of here, plot twist that we didn't see coming. We're looking for an open door, so we didn't see before. And when we get out of here, we'll never stop running. It's something like a shadow in the valley, colossal. Open up your eyes, young one, and be watchful. Behind closed doors, trying to write a new gospel. They are not God, they're not even apostles. I come with the gum drum, banging you breathless. Enemies freeze, left bent and defenseless. Straight for the chest of anybody against us. The more they resist it, the more that they tempt us. I keep settling for so much less. Don't take what's given, just demand what's next. We're looking for an open door, so we didn't see before.
Dollar Deals Family Meal starts at $20.
Plot twist that we didn't see coming. We're looking for an open door, so we didn't see before. And when we get out of here, we'll take off and never stop running. So I keep settling for so much less. Don't take what's given, just demand what's next. We're looking for an open door, something we didn't see before. So when we get out of here, plot twist that we didn't see coming. We're looking for an open door, something we didn't see before. And when we get out of here, we'll take off and never stop running. No, we'll never stop running. No, we'll never stop running. When we get that open door, no, we'll never stop running. No, we'll never stop running. No, we'll never stop running. When we get that open door, no, we'll never stop running.
Dollar Deal.
All right. What's going on, y'all? Whenever you guys see this, Chicago Bulls have gotten another victory. They moved to 5-4 on the season as they took care of the Charlotte Hornets. 106-88. What a fantastic performance by the Bulls, honestly. The storyline tonight is that the Bulls bench came in 47 points off the bench between Dragic, Derek Jones Jr., Javante Green, Alex Caruso. They basically carry the Bulls to victory tonight as Levine and DeRozan just cannot hit a shot for the life of them. And the Bulls, others, basically just did everything tonight. Even Sumo kind of struggled, but what a fantastic team win by the Chicago Bulls as second game of back-to-back. Zach's playing, which was a bit of a shock to me, but honestly, I mean, this was just a pure domination by the Bulls. They won every single quarter. You can see here they won all the field goal battles and got to the free throw line more. They won the rebounding battles, 20 assists on 38 made shots. That's great. Yeah, overall pretty good. And a lot of turnovers, but that doesn't matter too much when you're basically winning everything. What's up, COD? P. Will and the benchmark carry the Bulls to win. Go Bulls. Yeah, they absolutely carried the Bulls to win, and it was much needed. I mean, this was a game after the Brooklyn Nets game where Zach LaVine absolutely carried the Bulls in the fourth quarter, but he also played 37 minutes in that game. So the Bulls needed someone else to step up or others to step up, and the bench did that. My goodness, Javante Green and Goran Dragic, they played extremely well tonight. And DeRozan just did not have his jump shot. I think DeRozan's also kind of fatigued, honestly. So I'm not too concerned about either Levine or DeRozan, but they did a good job tonight. I think they really did a good job tonight, knowing that they didn't have their usual shot, and they just let the others do their thing and carry them to a victory. It's really good stuff from the stars of the team. Biggest thing I want to point out with Zach is that he had 6 assists tonight, but the other thing is that 0 turnovers. That's huge. Compared to DeRozan's, DeRozan also had 5 assists, but he had 5 turnovers. So really good job by Zach. I think like the one thing that we can trust with Zach from here on out is that like he's working on other parts of his game. So let's say a shot isn't really falling, like a game like tonight. He's going to be effective on other areas of the court. Like you saw him run a lot of point tonight. He was really dishing the ball out well and handling it well. Anytime he faced defensive pressure, he wouldn't turn it over. So good job by Zach. On a night he can really get it going from the field. I mean, even Vooch kind of struggled from the field. So it's honestly just bench and Patrick Williams, just like you said, COD. So yeah, just a really weird win, but a good win. This was a really good win for the Bulls. Hornets side, it just showed me how bad the Hornets are. And they lost Gordon Hayward after the first half, which absolutely killed them. They're clearly missing LaMelo Ball and Terry Rozier, and without those two guys, I mean that's your starting backcourt. That you're missing a lot of people. But I think even though the Hornets don't really have much, the Bulls did a really good job defensively tonight. I was very impressed with their defense, and I think there was a little bit of a change in their defensive scheme tonight that I'm going to point out in a little bit here. What's up, Patrick? Thoughts on the Cavs? I didn't see the game. I wanted to watch the game, but I didn't watch it. I saw that they won, which is crazy. They just beat the Boston Celtics in overtime, but I know Tatum had a crazy dunk at the end there. But the Cavs, man, I said before the season started that I think the Cavs are better than the Bulls. I really do. I know this Bulls team is playing, relatively well, but that Cavs team has a lot of talent on that team, and they're scary. They're really scary, in my opinion. Especially if Evan Mobley starts to mature and grow, and then they become even scarier. I don't have them top 3 in my Eastern Conference. I still think that it's Bucks, 76ers. Who's the other team? I'm missing the other team. But I have the Cavs at 4th, in my opinion. What am I missing? I'm missing a team. But Bucks, 76, Celtics. Sorry, excuse me. I know they just beat the Celtics tonight. But yeah, I have the Cavs ranked at number 4 in the Eastern Conference so far. But yeah, big win for them. And Darius Garland just came back tonight, so that's a huge thing for them. This Bulls game was definitely on the weirder side of things. It seemed like everything just kind of was backwards tonight. For example, the Charlotte Hornets, they came into this game shooting 39% from 3-point range, and they're like they heavily relied on a 3-point shot, and they're actually like a really good 3-point shooting team, but they could not hit a 3-point shot for the life of them tonight. And we have known that the trend has been for this Bulls team that they give up a bunch of 3-point shots on the defensive end. And Charlotte can hit a shot from 3-point range for the life of them, unless your name's Kelly Oubre. And then Zach and DeRozan just could not score, but everyone else scored tonight. So just a backwards game, but a big win nonetheless, because the Bulls schedule looks rough coming up here. I mean, we have the Celtics on Friday. Like, it just gets immediately rough. So still big win, because now we're back over 500. If you kind of look at the standings just really quickly, like, this is a big win for us. We're now in the 6th seed. Yeah, so that's huge for us to be back over 500, where we should rightfully be. But a couple things I want to get to. I already talked about Zach and and DeRozan not really scoring a lot, but I want to talk about Patrick Williams, man. This is the second game in a row where Patrick looked really, really good, and I think this is, like, we could say 5 games in a row or so where he just looks decent, right? And I've been feeling better about Patrick Williams for a while now. And start of the season, like during preseason and the first couple of games, every single game I felt worse. But that has completely shifted. I feel really, really good about Patrick Williams right now. He looks really, really confident all of a sudden, and you can just tell when there's a difference between when he's being decisive and when he's being indecisive, right? He's just been decisive. He's been confident with all of his decisions the past couple of games, and that's what we need. It doesn't have to be the right decision. I just need to be doing all of his decisions or playing with confidence with all of his decisions. So it's just good to see Patrick do stuff that we know that he can do. This game tonight, 7 for 9 from the field, 16 points. None of them were because he was isolating or featured in an offensive set. It's all him being active on the offensive end, or running out on the fast break, or cutting hard to the rim. That's something that can be consistent on every single night. He may not get 16 points every night from doing that, but he'll still be a very effective player every single night if he does that. And I'm really happy to see him really start coming into form. And I've been saying, if P. Will can play like this consistently, this Bulls ceiling goes up a lot. Like, it goes up tremendously. If we have a player that is a two-way player, guard multiple positions, but also be an effective player on the offensive end, not have to be a star, but just be an effective player on the offensive end, we're looking at this Bulls team's potential skyrocketing. And if Patrick Williams can do that, man, awesome. He looked really good tonight, doing a lot of different things. And then there's 5 Javantes out there, as Stacey King always says. Javante Green, man, I'm just always so impressed with him. He's always coming in and doing something amazing. And he always has effect on the game. I've been trying to figure out, so maybe you guys can help me out with this, but I've been trying to find a way to get to, like, real-time stats where, like, it, like, shows deflections and everything. I swear to God, Javante had, like, 8 deflections this game. I could be mistaken, but it just felt like that. And if you look at the deflections, leaders, like, Javante Green in, like, limited minutes is getting 3.6. He's averaging 3.6 deflections per game. Like, that's ridiculous already. But you look at his per 36, it's at 7.5. But even with limited minutes, he's still in the top 5 in deflections totals in the NBA. Like, again, limited minutes. Like, we're talking people with Paul George and Alex Caruso who play more than Javante Green, and he's up there in all these deflection leaders. So it's like, it's amazing what he does. But I haven't been able to see how many deflections he had tonight, because I think he had a lot. I could be mistaken though. But Javante, there's always 5 Javantes out there, and he just came in and absolutely just disrupted the Hornets offense. So that was awesome to see as well. But if you're coming into the stream, go ahead and type your thoughts on this game. Not a lot planned for this stream. Going to be a definitely shorter one. But I do have some clips as usual that I want to kind of go over here. But yeah, just solid win for the Bulls tonight. Definitely needed this win. They won both other games in a back-to-back set, which so far the Bulls in back-to-back games were 0-4. So good to see the Bulls do take care of business in a back-to-back set and get some momentum before we face the Celtics, the Raptors, and other. I don't even know the other games, but it's rough. It's a rough schedule from here on out. Um, yeah. All right. Let's see here. I have a couple things bookmarked that I want to pull up for you guys and talk about the defense because I think the defense was actually really, really good tonight. I know Charlotte is just a bad team currently with all their injuries, but this is good defense for what we saw from the Bulls. Just because Charlotte's bad doesn't mean that you can relax on the defensive end. And we saw on this play right here, thank you, MK Hoops, yet again. Oh, sorry, that's loud. I hope they keep Javante for next season too. Great player, yeah. I hope so too, and the Bulls have every ability to do so. So they should be able to re-sign, they should re-sign Javante Green easily. But we'll see if that happens. So on this play, let's just focus on. I don't have my Epic pen open. Let's just focus on the guys that are just absolutely disrupting opposing teams' offenses right now with the second unit. The second unit with Zach LaVine has just been a great decision. And this is something that I kind of called for earlier in the year, or honestly before the start of the year, was like, I think Zach needs to play in the second unit instead of DeRozan. And it's worked wonders. But Javante Green, Derek Jones Jr., Alex Caruso, and even Goran Dragic, like all four of these guys were just so active with their hands and just getting deflections. This one play, just watch how many deflections there are on just this one play. It's a little simple post up. You see that the Hornets, they're really trying their best to try to have some action to get some switches or get the Bulls confused. But right here, here's one deflection. There's two deflections. There's three deflections, right? That's three deflections, and we already have pushed the Hornets offense way back out onto the perimeter. Like, that's amazing, okay? 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Center just grabbed the ball after it was just deflected for the third time in a matter of a second. Hornets are basically in scramble mode now. All right, here we go again. And pick and roll. This is the difference tonight that I was really pleased with by Billy Donovan and his staff. They made sure that they ran a blitz pick and roll on some possession. It wasn't every possession, but you saw a blitz pick and roll defense. So instead of Derek Jones Jr. and Goran Dragic switching this, we see Derek Jones Jr. come all the way up here and basically trap the ball handler on when it's like a side pick and roll. At top of the key, you can't really do this. But if it's like a side pick and roll, Derek Jones Jr. comes up to trap the ball with the perimeter on-ball defenders. In this case, it's Dragic. Nick Richards here, after setting the screen, is going to roll hard, but Javante Green's going to come over and take that away. And just like how we always talk about, you know, if a player's posted up over here, it's so hard to make that cross-court pass to the corner, right? But in this case, you're going to see here that the Bulls trap the ball on this side of the court. There is absolutely no way that this player can just make this cross-court pass all the way to the corner. You see Javante came over to help, right, to take away the roll from Nick Richards. So just really good job by the Bulls to take this away completely. And also bring out the blitz defense, which is something we haven't really seen all season. And I was happy to really see it. And I appreciate not switching on that sort of pick and roll because Goran Dragic guarding Nick Richards is not a good thing to do. So I thought that was just smart by Billy Donovan in general. Here is another play where I thought the Bulls' defensive rotations were actually solid. This is something that we've been talking about for such a long time. I mean, it feels like the start of the season. It's like Bulls' defensive rotations have been poor. What can they do? Like, why are they so bad? But here we go. So this play here, it involves a lot of pick and roll. So here's a handoff, and here's a pick, and then here's another pick. Right here, you're actually kind of seeing Vucevic is actually stepping up a lot more, which is good to see. And when Vuce steps up like this, Zach has to come on over to take away the role from Mason Plumlee because Mason Plumlee is about to just go diving right to the rim. So Zach has to come on over to take away Mason Plumlee. And you actually see here that Zach does that. Zach does a really good job of just coming in right here, taking away Mason Plumlee. Again, you cannot make this cross-court pass all the way over to the corner, right? Corner to corner, it does not work. And so you see Zach came over to take away the roll to the rim by Mason Plumlee. DeMar, as you can see, PJ Washington actually tried to throw it into Mason Plumlee, but DeMar DeRozan got the deflection, and Bulls got the turnover, so that's good. So good rotations. Like, it's good to say this for once. I haven't been able to say this a lot this year. It's good rotations by the Bulls, but they did it tonight. So good for them to have good rotations. Let's see here. Right here, I'm looking at specifically the point of attack for the Bulls. This is one of their small lineups, so it's basically guys similar in size, like 6'5" to 6'7", all on the court for the Bulls, and they're switching 1 through 5. So it's a switch everything defense, but when you switch everything, it's important that if the ball handler decides to drive, everyone collapses in, protect the paint, make them kick it back out. So I believe it's Dennis Smith Jr. actually tries to drive here. But let's watch this Bulls defense as he tries to drive. So here's the switch, right? A little bit of a miscommunication here, but Io recovers just in time. So no worry here. So you switch here, throw it back out, and never mind. I don't even know what I'm talking about. But you see here, this is exactly what I want to see by the Bulls. Kelly Oubre decided to drive baseline, and they shut off that drive baseline. Okay. Now he has to throw it back out onto the perimeter, and you see Patrick Williams is like, okay, well, I'm not letting you throw it to PJ Washington, because if he gets it, that's a direct line drive to the rim. But I'm forcing you to throw it all the way back out, and see PJ Washington just barely catches the ball on this play. Again, Bulls are still switching everything. Okay, pick and roll again. Here's another switch. Look at Io. This is good. Io comes off his man to come off and try to block off this drive here. And helps out. Good contest by Patrick Williams. Bulls are running. Like, when Bulls are switching everything, which we saw, switch everything. We saw the blitz tonight, and we also saw the drop. Everyone has to help each other on those sort of drives. Bulls did a really good job of when they're switching, they're communicating, but then if anyone decides to drive, they're collapsing the defense, making sure they can't get anything simple, and they contested everything tonight at the rim as well. So good stuff by the Bulls tonight on the defensive end. I mean, 88 points in today's NBA game. That's, keeping a team to that is not easy. So good job by the Bulls tonight. Yeah. So, all right. Chat, what else you got for me? Give me some topics to talk about. I'm done with my little segments, and if there's no one else if nothing really comes through on chat, then I'll pull up some more clips. But that's all I honestly had planned for this game, because this one just kind of is just like, Bulls won in very simple fashion, honestly, for this game. So go ahead, chat, and just give me a couple of things. As you guys are typing in some stuff here, I am constantly watching what's happening in the NBA right now. The 76ers lost to the Washington Wizards. Joel Embiid did not play in this game, but I think this is actually kind of big that 76ers just lost, because when we look at the standings here, I mean, they're now 4-5, right? It's good that the Bulls are starting to win some games that they should, right? You should have won against Brooklyn. You did. You should have easily won against Hornets. You did. You gotta get these wins, right? The San Antonio Spurs game and the Washington Wizards game hurt right now for the Bulls, because I feel like they could be at the 3 spot currently. But they need to continue to win games that they should from here on out. The 76ers team, even without Embiid, they should have won against the Washington Wizards. Plain and simple. They didn't. So that's, I think, kind of huge just to watch. The Miami Heat almost lost tonight against the Sacramento Kings, but Tyler Hero hit a game-winning 3-point shot. So unfortunately, the Heat don't slide down the standings, and they're now 4-5 after a pretty rough start. But I have one more. Oh, and the Raptors absolutely just destroyed the Spurs. So again, it's going to be rough in the Eastern Conference this year. It's important that this Bulls team gets these wins, because I mean, you got all these other teams. They're trucking along, right? And I think we kind of knew that the Heat weren't going to be, stuck in 2-5 or 3 games under 500 for forever. So it's important that this Bulls team gets all these wins to make sure that they don't start falling in the standings, because that would not be good. And then obviously we face Boston next year, so we can potentially get ahead of Boston if we win against Boston on Friday. But yeah, one other thing I do want to mention is let's see here. So the Cavs and the Celtics game. Yeah. Uh, I mean, look, man, the Cavs are 6-1. Like this team did not have Darius Garland for a bit of time due to an eye injury. This Cavs team's scary, so it's important for this Bulls team to you got to keep up with the rest of these teams in the East. As now the Cavs they just beat the Celtics as well in overtime, and obviously they're now basically fully healthy. So yeah, it's important that the Bulls just stick with it. This Cavs team, they look scary, man. They really do. So yeah, not looking forward to facing them again, but looking forward to facing Boston to see how the Bulls respond. Third game in four nights. Celtics just came off a loss. Bulls just came off a win. Hopefully the Bulls can go out there and take care of business against the Celtics on the road. So yeah, big win for the Bulls tonight. This is huge. All right, chat. I see a few more people came in. Give me your thoughts on the game. Give me topics to talk about with you. I do want to talk about potentially the Javonte Green. How to re-sign him, as someone brought him up, and how the Bulls should re-sign him, and I'll go through that as well. But just kind of chilling tonight. Not doing too much breakdown stuff here. Already did a few breakdowns, but I can pull up another one here in just a second if necessary. But yeah. Give me your thoughts on tonight's game, stuff around the NBA. Ime Udoka, it looks like he's about to be hired here, which is ridiculous. Yeah, that whole thing is still happening for the Brooklyn Nets. So yeah, I don't know what to think about that at the moment in time. Let's see here. Gonna pull up another clip if I can. Give me 1 second here. Trying to pull up this the DVR stuff here. I want to show you another example of the Bulls blitzing the pick and roll, and them doing a really good job of coming over for the weak side help to help in this pick and roll. Let's see here. Almost. Nope, that's not it. All right, here we go. So yeah, like I was saying earlier, the Bulls were doing actually a lot more blitzing in this game on the pick and roll defense, which is again something we just haven't really seen that much this season. We've been talking about the drop a lot, and I think this was actually a good adjustment by Billy Donovan because Mason Plumlee, no disrespect to him, but the only thing he can do is roll. That's the only thing he can do. He cannot go back to the 3-point line and shoot a three. He cannot, fade away and beat you off the dribble. So Mason Plumlee, when he sets a screen, he's only going to roll, which it helps the Bulls knowing that he's only going to roll. So here, let's watch this here. Pick and roll defense. Okay, look, this is what we're talking about with Vooch kind of stepping up a little bit more. This isn't really a blitz. This is more of like a soft hedge by Vucevic to take away the ball handler from getting easy drives to the lane. But on this sort of side pick and roll, it's important for Caruso or Ayo to come on over here to stop this roll from Mason Plumlee. And I thought the Bulls did a good job of this throughout the entire game where you're seeing Vooch actually step up pretty high. And if Vooch is going to step up like this, you have to, if you're the weak side defender, in this case it's Caruso, you have to be here right before he catches the ball. Because if he is able to catch the ball and then go, he's going to beat you. But if you stop him in his tracks as he's catching the ball, then he has no ability to take up space. Caruso did a perfect job in this possession to stop Mason Plumlee in his tracks, and then obviously he still made it. But that's exactly what we want to see on this sort of play, right? Ideally, on this play though, let's just go back one more second here. We want Vucevic to get back a little bit quicker, right? So Vooch helped out on the Gordon Hayward screen or pick, and then stopped Gordon Hayward from driving. Caruso came over. Vooch, you got to be there. Got to be there to help. Caruso did his job, right? Caruso did his job to stop Mason Plumlee in his tracks. But Vooch, you got to come on over and make sure that he doesn't get an easy layup. If Vooch is coming on over, this is perfect defense in my opinion. So yeah, just wanted to point that out by the Bulls tonight. Good little switch up, and good to see that they're mixing in different defensive schemes as well. All right, chat. Give me more ideas. Give me more thoughts in this game. All right. All right. Because someone is it GoGo 40441 GoGo? Let's just talk about the Javonte Green situation and his upcoming contract. So, I think a lot of people know, but Javonte Green is going to be a free agent this offseason, and he's someone that I think a lot of Bulls fans love right now, but also see the value in him. So, with Javonte, he was traded here in the Daniel Gafford trade. Okay. A lot of people remember that trade because Troy Brown Jr. was kind of the big person in it for the Bulls, and he ended up not turning into much. But instead, we got Javonte, and Javonte's been fantastic. And I think he was kind of like the throw-in, right? So it's good to see that we got value still out of that trade. But last offseason, not this previous offseason, but the offseason before, Javonte re-signed with this Bulls team to a 2-year deal, minimum contract. So the Bulls got a minimum contract for Javonte Green. So really, it's just great value, honestly. But because Javonte's only on a 2-year deal, the Bulls cannot give Javonte Green an extension. If you're only you're only able to give a player an extension if he's on a 3-year deal or longer. And Javonte's on a 2-year deal. So he is going to be going through unrestricted free agency. And when he was knocking down threes at the start of the season, during preseason, I was thinking to myself, like, if Javonte actually becomes like a 36% 3-point shooter, like, we're looking at one of the best role players in the league, because Javonte Green, I always kind of like bring this up with people, but like, if you look at Javonte Green's like defense, his defense is like one of the best in the league already. And I don't think people understand that the Bulls, they had last season, they had 3 people in the top 5, 3 of the top 5 point of attack defenders last season. Javonte Green's on there, right? So not only if Javonte is all of a sudden starting to hit threes, then we're looking at a prototypical 3-and-D role player. And we obviously know that he's at the top of the league in deflections, as I showed you earlier. I don't have it pulled up anymore. But, I mean, if he's hitting threes, man, like, that becomes scary where the Bulls could potentially lose him, because it probably wouldn't be, like, I wouldn't be shocked if a team is like, oh, we'll give you like $10 million a year if you're playing this well. But it looks like that he's not going to be shooting that consistently from 3, and he's also playing in a bench role currently. So I could see now with Javonte that he's asking for, like, similar to Derrick Jones Jr. money, where Derrick Jones Jr. got like a 2-year, like, what is it? I don't even know. It's like a $5 million annually, something like that. So I can see something like that for Javonte Green coming up for the Bulls. So maybe like a 3-year, $15 million deal, maybe even less than that. It's even less for Derrick Jones Jr. So who knows? Maybe it's like a 3-year, $12 million deal. Either way, it's going to be a bargain for Javonte for what he does for this team. And I think Javonte right now just is looking for like guaranteed money because he hasn't really been paid that much. So maybe the Bulls can get away with giving like a longer term deal, but it's on the cheaper side. So I'm saying like a 3-year, $12 million, maybe $15 million. If it's 4 years, I don't see him getting $20 million, but maybe it's like an $18 million deal. So something like that. And if he could be a spark plug like he's been so far this season, and also a defensive force, I mean, that's worth it in my opinion. Absolutely worth it. So yeah, hope to see Javonte Green on the team next year, but obviously we got things to worry about now with Javonte, which is we're playing now, and it's not off season yet. So yeah, hope to see Javonte here. That'll be good to see next season. Goran Dragic, also another person that is also going to be hitting free agency, but if he continues this level of play throughout the season, I would love to see him back again. Maybe he doesn't have, maybe he uh, won't have as big of a role, but I think it's important to have guys like Goran Dragic on your team as a veteran, and he's on a minimum contract. So um, we'd love to see Goran Dragic back yet again, even if he's not playing, but he probably does want to play. But I mean, we'll see how Goran kind of finishes the season. But I mean, the start of the year, he's been phenomenal, and he's been a huge part of this Bulls second unit. And I think him and Zach play really well together. And it's been good to see. Green has done his best patching our Drummond hole. Or is that Dre? I'm gonna guess he meant Drummond hole. Yeah, I guess so. I think Derek Jones Jr. is playing center mostly, but yeah, you could definitely say that. Yeah, I think Derek Jones Jr. in that playing the backup five has been really effective, and I'm really happy to see that he's playing well and getting consistent minutes too, because his athleticism, his versatility, and if he's hitting that corner 3-point shot, we're looking at a really good role player for Derek Jones Jr. and someone that needs to be out there every single night to help the Bulls on the defensive end. So yeah, bench unit. I know AK has kind of gotten some recent criticism. I don't know if you guys follow Bulls Source on Twitter, who I don't know who that is, and I'm still trying to figure it out. But they recently put out a tweet. I think it was either today or yesterday. That was like, "What is AK's worst move?" And I don't know why they just suddenly shifted on AK in the front office. Like, they were big proponents of AK when he got Lonzo, but then this past offseason they're pissed at him and they're upset at this Bulls team, which doesn't make any sense to me. But I mean, think about it. We have Andre Drummond, who's playing great on a very cheap contract, 3.2 million. Derek Jones Jr. playing well, 3.2 million. Javonte Green, minimum. Goran Dragic, minimum. Like, I don't know what else you want. Like, this is great value for guys making this much money, right? This is exactly what we want to see, is get value when you spend these little bits of money. And we're getting massive value out of guys making very cheap money. Like, that's great front office work by AK. And that's how you determine people from, a good front office or a poor front office. AK does this. And I think we have to praise him if we're going to ever criticize him. Like, yeah, sure, I'm willing to criticize AK. I'm even willing to criticize him on that Daniel Gafford and, Troy Brown Jr. trade, because that didn't end up working out. But or didn't work out as much as we thought, but we still got Javonte out of it at least. But if you're going to criticize AK, you have to also praise him when he does the correct stuff. And he did a great job in some of these signings. Like, very clearly, some of these signings have been phenomenal, especially with Drummond and Dragic. Cheap contracts. We're getting massive value out of these guys. P. Will again? Yeah, P. Will again, man. P. Will looks good. Good to see you, Anthony. Glad to see you back. What's up, Calvin? AKME built a great team, even better when healthy. Yeah, I don't think this is a championship team, but when healthy, this is a really good team. You can't deny that. This is a really good team when healthy. I don't know how far they go into the playoffs. I think if this team's fully healthy with a healthy Lonzo Ball, and everyone else is healthy, I think this team gets past the first round easily. But obviously, injuries has been an issue. And if you're going to start saying, well, why didn't AK and ME start looking at the injuries with Lonzo? Like, well, all you Bulls fans wanted Lonzo Ball on this team, so you have no right to complain at all whatsoever. And by the way, they traded a bunch of injury-prone players as well off this team in Wendell Carter Jr. and Lauri Markkanen, they're playing well now, but they were injury-prone when they were here, right? So it's just, I just want consistency in the fan base, and it just seems like there just is no consistency at how we're grading the front office on like a daily or weekly basis. It just bothers me how people are willing to only criticize when clearly, I mean, stuff has been good. But they've done good stuff. And I don't know why people are just so annoying with all that. But yeah, we'll see what happens in the offseason with some of these bench guys. Bucks and Cavs scary? Yeah, they are very scary. I don't know if you were here, Caper, but I was just discussing. I was just discussing about the Cavs and how they're 6-1. Yeah, man, they're scary. We look at the Eastern Conference. The Bulls are officially over 500 again. They're at the 6th seed. But I mean, these two teams, man, they're like kind of running away already. Bucks are 7-0, and you know Chris Middleton. Like, yikes! That's scary. That's something that we don't want to see. The Bulls fans make our team's bones weak. I guess you could kind of say that. I think maybe the Bulls fan might have like a mental thing, or have like put a mental block in some of these players. But I mean, I don't know. I hope there's like no like finding that like staying in Chicago hurts your knees or something. I think that'd be hilarious to find out, but also be horrible to find out. Yeah, I hope that never happens. But yeah, I mean, maybe training staff is something we need to look at, but who knows? Imagine if we match up with the Bucks in the playoffs again. Literally our worst matchup. Yeah, probably our worst matchup, which is why it's important for this Bulls team to really get going now. These 2 wins were huge, so get a good seed. Don't face the Bucks first round. I think we're looking pretty good. If Lonzo's healthy, obviously. Yeah, I agree. If we match up against the Bucks again in the first round, probably not winning it. I even picked the Bucks to win it this year, so yeah, there's no way the Bulls are winning that. How much longer until people start believing in a curse? I mean, there's multiple curses in Chicago, right? For example, the Chicago Cubs, right? That was a curse for a long time. And I truly believe that they were cursed for the longest time. Now, when it comes to basketball, right? The Derrick Rose curse, right? I think what needs to also be said about Derrick is that he's a small guard, and he also was just dealing with so many other injuries besides his knees, right? It just seemed like Derrick just had something going on everywhere in his body. So I don't want to say it was like knees only with Derrick. But then you look at more recently, like Otto Porter Jr. when he got here just couldn't play. Like, why? Who knows, man? So I hope the Bulls aren't cursed in terms of injuries. Unfortunately, it looks like the trend's already continuing with Lonzo Ball, still getting a second surgery to start the year. But I hope that the Bulls aren't going to be cursed from here on out with injuries to the knees for their players. Yeah, kind of rough, but yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe it is time to look at the training staff here in Chicago, but I can say that about a lot of other teams too with the training staff. All right. I heard that Lodge is going to start some encore training soon. Yeah, who was it? Was it Jeff Greenberg? I don't remember who it was. Or Dan Greenberg, whoever it was. He reported that Lonzo Ball is going to be doing some stationary shooting, which is good. That's good. That's good news. It's just what I don't want Bulls fans to start taking this as is like, oh, he's near returning. In my opinion, if he's just starting to shoot now, we're looking at least another month and a half until he's starting to actually be considered coming back. So it's good that he's starting to do this, but just stationary shooting is not getting into game shape. And that's something that's not going to happen for a long time with Lonzo due to that he's been out for so long. So good news, but let's not get too excited. Again, Lonzo, in my head, is out for the year just because we don't know how this injury is going to go. We have to plan that way. We have to think that way. We cannot think that, oh, Lonzo's going to come and save us because that's going to make us play horribly. It's important for the Bulls team to think that Lonzo is out for the year, and if they get him back, it's like making a trade deadline move. It's refreshing at positive trends. Yeah, it's definitely refreshing, but I've also seen a positive trend, and then it goes back down to negative, right? Which is where I'm concerned where it could go. So I'm hoping it doesn't go back down in any more reports that come out. P. Will did a lot better tonight. Yeah, a lot of people are excited about P. Will. I'm excited about P. Will. This is second straight game by Patrick Williams where I felt he played great. And it's been multiple games in a row where I'm like, I felt pretty decent about his performance. And I said it to start off the stream that Patrick Williams, if Patrick Williams can play this way consistently, the big word is consistently with a lot of these Bulls players, right? If he can do this consistently, this Bulls ceiling goes way up. And we haven't seen that consistency yet from Patrick Williams, but if he can do this consistently, oh man, this Bulls ceiling shoots up much higher. And I'm hoping that this continues for Patrick Williams. Yeah, you look really good out there. It's definitely gonna be a test though against the Boston Celtics if he can continue this, right? Brooklyn has a lot of issues defensively. Charlotte obviously isn't a good team. It's good that Patrick Williams did good against these teams, but now you got to do it at the top level of competition now. And it's important that he does that. We'll see if he does it. And he doesn't have to score 16 every night. I just need him to be playing effectively, which he's been doing the past few games. So yeah, good stuff. Let's see here. Yeah. Yeah, just again, for people that are just coming in now, thought it was a really good game by the Bulls. I thought it was important for them to get this win and get the Brooklyn win. We're back over 500, but we're about to go face the Boston Celtics in the third game in 4 nights, so it's important that we got these 2 wins before the Celtics game. Obviously, get momentum, but also to make sure that we're still in a decent spot in the standings, even if we lose that Celtics game. But this has also given us the opportunity to potentially take over the Celtics in the standings on Friday. So this was a very important win, even though it was against the Charlotte Hornets. Like, this was important because now the Bulls have a chance to actually take over the Celtics on Friday night. And I'd be very pleased if they could do that. Celtics, man, I don't know what it is about them, but I mean, I know Ime Udoka's not there, but I don't even know how to. Is it Chaz, like Mazzulla, their new coach? I don't know how to say it. It just seems like they're not as engaged. Seems like they're not playing as good of team defense. The Bulls came back on them, but it seems like they're kind of stuck in this perimeter-oriented offense, and it's really weird to see. I thought Jaylen Brown was like having a really good game tonight when I checked in, but yeah, I mean, I think this is a game that they probably should have won for what I saw. Yeah, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum yet again, but the others, man, I mean, Derek White 1 for 4 is just not good. So this Bulls team, like, this Celtics team's not hot. Like, it's important that this Bulls team takes advantage if they're not hot. And we've already beat them once. We're now going to be in TD Garden, so it's a little bit different. But take advantage. Take advantage while they're not playing the best, because it's important that you get these games. If you get them now, who knows, man? It could be a tiebreaker at the end of the year, and you win that tiebreaker. So, yeah, just stuff to keep watch of. Welcome into people that just joined. Big Bulls win, even though it's kind of uneventful. But bench mob, big bench mob for the Chicago Bulls. Carry them to victory. 47 points off the bench. Dragic and Green basically kind of led the way tonight. Obviously, Patrick Williams was great as well. But just good to see this bench mob carrying a Bulls team to victory. I don't think we've been able to say this for years now, right? I mean, when's the last time I've said this Bulls bench carried this team to victory? Especially with Levine and DeRozan not shooting well. So, yeah, really good stuff by the Bulls tonight. Let's see here. All right. I did want to also, because one of the things on this channel is I would assume is going to be a huge part of this channel from here on out, because I'm such a big fan of him. But thought Io didn't really have the best game tonight. Let's see here. Well, he only had 2 turnovers, but it is what it is. But I thought Io it seemed like he was kind of in a rush tonight, but he didn't need to be in a rush. But still good defense. I have no issues with that. But I thought he had more turnovers, so that's my bad. But it definitely, you can see NBA players are so interesting. Like, Io missed that one game against the 76ers. And you can see that his 3-point timing is off. I mean, I think since he's gotten back, last night he went 1 for 4. Tonight he's 0 for 3, so he's 1 for 7 since coming back from that thoracic injury. So maybe that's still nagging him. But The 3-point shot isn't exactly there right now. I'm 100% confident it's going to come back, but yeah, it's just interesting to see. But obviously, he had a fantastic game against Brooklyn, and so obviously the bench picked up the Bulls tonight. I feel like DeMar recently has always been playing down to his competition. Maybe a little bit. I think with DeRozan, like, we need to start realizing, like, DeRozan came into this game averaging 25 points per game. Like, it's not like this dude is taking a serious dip in his points per game. I just think DeRozan's kind of like, he's understanding that there's more weapons around him right now. I mean, we didn't have a Dragic last year, right? Io's much better this year, right? So I think it's just important for us to understand, like, DeRozan's numbers, they're going to look a lot lower this year. Or maybe not what we're used to seeing. He's probably not going to go on that stretch where he's, or scoring 35-plus points in 8 straight games. Like, that's just not going to happen, right? So, yeah, let's just make sure that we understand that. I know tonight it just seemed like DeRozan was just very, very fatigued tonight. So I'm not concerned about him at all. I think he'll be just fine. But yeah, don't expect like 35-plus points per game every single night from him. Let's go Bulls. What's going on, man? The P. Will midi looks clean every time. Yeah. When P. Will takes that mid-range shot with confidence, it looks great. But you can tell when he takes it with confidence and when he doesn't take it confidently. There's a big difference in how he looks on that jump shot. But it's a very smooth jump shot when he takes it with confidence. So it's good to see. You think Io can keep the pace he's been playing with for the whole season? I do, yeah. Obviously barring injury, but yeah, I think Io will be just fine. I think Io's going to be a very impactful player throughout the entire season, whether he's come off the bench or in the starting lineup. I have full faith that he'll be just fine. I think in this game he came in averaging like 13, right? So now it's down to 12. So, I mean, I think he came in averaging like 13.4. Yeah, I think if he's starting easily, he's sticking with that. If he's coming off the bench, then that probably goes down a little bit. But he's still being effective in transition and still doing a good job of finishing around the rim and stuff. So, yeah. I tried applying your defense breakdown in this game, and it's obvious how Zach and DeMar become constant outliers on most plays. Some are just misunderstanding in bad positions. Mostly DeMar, yeah. I'll say that DeMar DeRozan has been pretty awful when it comes to the defensive rotations. But I actually thought tonight the Bulls' defensive rotations were really good. I thought they did a really good job of coming off the weak side, helping out on the pick and roll. They did a good job tonight. Obviously, it helps we know of a Kevin Durant to double. But I thought their defensive rotations were good. And I thought Zach actually was really good on defense tonight as well. But yeah, I mean, if there's anybody, it's DeMar DeRozan. His defensive rotations are just not doing well. I'll even show you an example of a good defensive rotations by the Bulls here. So first we're focusing here on is Zach. Zach's here. He's going to be the one on the weak side. Pay attention to him. He does a good job in this play. So we're going to have, basically, you're going to see a pick and roll here at the top of the key. Eventually we'll get to it with Gordon Hayward. Here's the pick, double screen, okay? Now, right here, right? You're actually seeing that Vucevic is stepping up in today's game. He was kind of like, quote-unquote, like blitzing, but more so hard hedging the pick and roll, which means that he's up higher to get the ball out of the ball handler's hands, right? So right here, you're seeing that they're actually leaving Mason Plumlee, knowing that he's only going to roll to the rim, okay? On this play, it's important for Zach LaVine to come on over and take away this roll to the rim. It's vital. He has to do it, right? That's the entire defense. And you actually see here on this play that Zach does it, right? Look, Zach comes on over, takes away the roll by Mason Plumlee. And I will always preach this. Corner-to-corner pass is something that can never be done. It is a hard pass to do. It is extremely difficult. So it's okay leaving Kelly Oubre wide open in the corner over here. And if it somehow does get to him, the Bulls will have time to recover. So good job by Zach. And then you see here, PJ Washington actually tries to throw it either to Kelly Oubre or Mason Plumlee, and the Bulls were able to get the deflection from DeMar DeRozan, and they're off and running to the races. So I thought the defensive rotations were on point tonight. Defensive transition was not on point. That's something I will nitpick and say that the defense in transition was not good. Charlotte had 24 points off the fast break, I believe. Could be wrong about that, but yeah, transition defense is something that needs to get better for the Bulls because I believe it's 24, or 26 points off the fast break. So this right here needs to get better if you're the Bulls. You cannot give up 26 points on the fast break if you're the Chicago Bulls. That is something that is inexcusable. So yeah, it's important that this Bulls team does not give up that many points in transition. Get back. Make sure you match up in time. All right. What time is it? 10:30. All right. Couple more minutes on the stream, and I'm gonna call it tonight. Got some work to do. Also, I want to catch that Grizzlies and Portland game. Seems like a fun game. Definitely want to go watch it. I want to kind of look a little ahead to the Bulls versus Celtics matchup here, because this is definitely going to be an intriguing matchup. So, obviously, both teams are going to be having a day off from today, from today to the game when they face each other. So, both will be on one day of rest. Obviously, the Bulls have to travel to Boston, even though they were just in New York. I don't know what them is thinking, but Bulls will go to Boston, take on the Boston Celtics. The Bulls beat the Celtics earlier in the United Center in a comeback victory. And it was basically like a 17-point swing in that game. So, hopefully the Bulls can continue that dominant play that we saw at the end of the Celtics game and carry into this one. My personal concern right now with this Celtics team, it's obviously Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I think when they faced us, it seemed like Tatum was kind of doing everything, but Brown kind of struggled. Brown got off to kind of a hot start, but then he kind of struggled for the rest of the game, right? You have to take away or at least contain at least one of them, right? I don't really care which one, but I think it's easier to do it on Brown. So, make sure that you make it as hard as you can make it as hard for Brown to score as possible. So that's something I'm going to be watching. Other thing I'm going to be watching is this rebounding battle, right? The Bulls have to win the rebounding battle against the Boston Celtics. Celtics play small. I know the Bulls overall play small. Obviously, we're seeing Derrick Jones Jr. play the 5, but the Celtics, they're playing Al Horford at the center position. They're playing Luke Cornett at the center position. Noah Vonleh at the center position. All those players are smaller than Vucevic. All of them are smaller than Andre Drummond. Obviously, we'll see if Drummond is playing tonight, on Friday. I hope he does. But it's important that the Bulls win the rebounding battle. You have to against this Boston Celtics team. And they also take a bunch of three-point shots as well. It's important that this Bulls team not only contest the three-point shot correctly, but it's also important that long shot, long rebound. Don't let the Boston Celtics get offensive rebounds off of a missed three-point shot. Get the rebound, even if it's a long rebound. You have to. Just straight up have to. Can't give this Celtics team second chance opportunities. No excuses whatsoever. But you see right here, man, right now the Celtics are first in the league in three-point field goals made, right? Bulls have to have their defensive game plan intact. You cannot let this team blow you up from three-point range. It's been an issue for the Bulls all season. The Hornets absolutely struggled tonight from three-point range thanks to the Bulls' good defense. That needs to continue. You have to take away the three-point shot. Do not let them shoot wide open three-point shots in this game at all costs, right? And then, obviously, last but not least is the turnovers, okay? Bulls have to take care of the ball. This Celtics team will destroy you in the fast break if you turn the ball over. Do not turn it over. And I think if they do that, I think the Bulls have a good chance of winning this game, honestly. Rebound, right? Don't let them get wide open threes. Take care of the ball. I think everything else will take care of itself, honestly. And I think the Bulls are looking pretty good. And then, obviously, contain one of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Yeah. I know a lot of I think one of the other things that's interesting, I would like to see Vucevic kind of get more involved in a game like this where he can take advantage of Boston's lack of height. But I think what the Celtics actually do a pretty good job of is they'll switch stuff. You'll see, for example, this happened when the Bulls played the Celtics the first time, that Marcus Smart will start on Nikola Vucevic. And that will kind of disrupt the Bulls, where it's instead of breaking the play and just trying to throw it down to Vucevic when he has Smart on him, they intentionally do that because they know the Bulls are going to run a pick and roll set. Smart switches on the pick and roll, then the matchups, it's not a mismatch anymore. So if the Celtics are going to do that, you got to take advantage of that quickly, okay? One of the things I think Billy Donovan is actually kind of preaching to this team is that if they see something where there's a mismatch, you can call off the play. And if you call off the play, you got to execute it properly. We haven't really seen too much of that. It's been a lot of let's run the play. But I think this is one of those games you could definitely do that and take advantage of Vucevic's post-up ability. Free cheese? Yep, free cheese. Bully ball. I love that saying by Stacey King. Free cheese. That is definitely one of my favorite sayings. It's something that I will always use for the rest of my life is free cheese with the mismatch. Yeah. So, we'll see, man. Right now, the Bulls, they're 2-2 on the road. Celtics are 2-1 at home. So, yeah, we'll see if the Bulls can pull this one out and get a 3-game winning streak. I think that'd be huge for this Bulls team if they can get a 3-game winning streak over the Boston Celtics. Because again, this upcoming schedule, man. We got Boston and Toronto twice, which is that the Raptors for some reason have always given the Bulls so many issues the past couple of seasons. Always. The Bulls looked a lot better against them in the preseason, but that's also preseason. So I think it's important the Bulls at least get one of those games against the Raptors. But then we got New Orleans, if Zion's playing, that's a very scary team. I hope Zion's not playing in that one, but we'll see. And then obviously Denver with the MVP, and then we're back to New Orleans again. This is a hard schedule. We get Orlando in between, and then we get Boston, Milwaukee. This is rough, man. This is not easy. So if this Bulls team can carry this win streak into winning against the Celtics, I think this is huge. Knowing that these matchups coming up here are pretty hard. So yeah, we're really going to see how this Bulls team works. What do you think of the Cavaliers versus Bulls? Yeah, it's a little concerning, I'd say, for the Bulls. I've been saying that the Cavs are the better team. I said it in my season preview. I've been saying it since. I think the Cavaliers are better than the Bulls right now. I know it's early, but that Cavs team, they've built a culture already, and then they added Donovan Mitchell. That's scary. So they look very scary right now. What I will say is this. The Cavaliers right now, their front court with Mobley and Allen is very good defensively. Very good. But their backcourt obviously isn't good defensively with Garland and Mitchell. I think Garland kind of gets a little too much hate on the defensive end, but either way, he's not known as a defender. So for the Bulls, it's going to be interesting when they do face again when hopefully it's not in a back-to-back situation like we saw in the first game. I want to see if this Bulls team can somehow get the big man out of the paint. I don't know how you do it, but try to get Mobley or at least Allen out of the paint. Therefore, the Bulls have driving lanes. But you're going to have to take advantage of the Mitchell and Garland matchups. So, obviously, Zach, if DeRozan gets a switch, throw it to him. But Vucevic has to hit threes against the Cavs for the Bulls to have a chance of beating them in a playoff series. So, I think the Bulls could do it in the playoff series, but it's going to require a lot. Because I think this Cavs team is definitely better right now. And again, this could change, right? Bulls can make a move. Who knows? But we're seeing this Cavs team look really good right now. Their bench looks good now. Kevin Love looks phenomenal off the bench. Ricky Rubio is not playing for them currently. They re-signed or I guess not technically re-signed, but brought back Ricky Rubio. And he's a great player off the bench. So That's where I get concerned because they're just adding more fuel to that team. What happened to Kobe White tonight? Kobe has missed tonight's game and the game yesterday against Brooklyn Nets due to, I believe it was a thigh contusion, a bruised thigh. He kind of took a knee to his leg. Maybe it was calf. Maybe it was a calf. I have to go look at it actually. But let's see here. KC Johnson. KCJ. Who? But we'll see if Kobe plays against the Celtics on Friday. But yeah, no Kobe the last 2 games now. Let's see where Casey Johnson reported. It's his quad. It's his quad. So Kobe said he doesn't know when he took a knee during the 76ers game, but his quad swelled up on Sunday. Didn't practice, and he's sat out the last 2 games. So we'll see if he's available. Bulls looked all right without him, especially their bench unit. They looked all right without him. But, definitely I wouldn't mind another body out there. And then I think the big person that I think this Bulls team needs to have available for Friday is Andre Drummond. I think he is so vital to that second unit. I know the second unit played phenomenal tonight, but Drummond is so important to that second unit right now. He needs to play Friday if he has any ability to. Obviously, player safety first, but I really hope he's able to go Friday night because, we're going to need his rebounding against the Celtics. Yeah, it's important to see. We'll see what happens on Friday. Rebounds and second chances AD gives us is nuts. AD? Who am I missing something? Oh, Andre Drummond. Oh my god, I'm dumb. I'm so dumb. Sorry. I'm used to thinking of just Drummond. I forget his first name's Andre because I think he's Dre. Yeah, he's huge. So it's important that he is available. I'm so stupid. Yeah. We'll see he's available though. It is concerning that it's a shoulder. I'll say that. I'm concerned that it's a shoulder because if it's a shoulder, we're looking at range of motion as Casey Johnson says here. So yeah, this is the part where I'm a little concerned. And I know with shoulders, like if you try to push it a little too far, your shoulder could potentially wear down as the season goes on. I think we saw this with Paul George when he was in OKC during his MVP season, where his shoulders just got worse and worse as the games went on. As much as I don't like him and his cancer when he was with the Portland Trailblazers, and he tried to play through his shoulder issue during the playoffs. We've seen this before, where if you have a shoulder injury, it can linger and then it just can continue to get worse. So he has to really take care of it. But I hope he's available Friday. Bulls need him Friday easily. I like Derek Jones Jr. I'm a fan of the small ball when it's the right time, but the Bulls will struggle rebounding Friday if they don't have Drummond out there. So if Drummond's not out there, then it's going to be a collective rebounding day that everyone has to collectively rebound in. Bulls probably don't get as many second chance or fast break opportunities. My bad. Fast break opportunities. If everyone's collectively rebounding. Yeah. All right. So yeah, we previewed the Bulls versus Celtics matchup. That's going to take place on Friday. Obviously a huge matchup, and then Bulls go to Toronto and then face Toronto again. So Eastern Conference opponents coming up here. It's important the Bulls play well against all of them. Hopefully you win most of them. I think the Bulls can actually take this Celtics game in TD Garden. I think there's a legit possibility that they'll do that, and I hope they do. But we previewed that. We went over this Bulls and versus Charlotte game. Convincing win for the Bulls. Important win though, as I said, as the Bulls now have a chance to jump the Celtics in the standings. Also, we're now officially over 500 again, which is good to see. So good job by the Bulls tonight. Get rest if you're the Bulls right now. Get your rest for this huge game. Get to Boston as quick as possible. Get as much rest, and then hopefully treat anything you got to treat. And then other big thing to watch is Zach. I'm happy Zach played tonight. He obviously didn't look that amazing scoring wise, but I thought he actually played pretty well tonight. 5 assists, but big thing is 0 turnovers. He just definitely did not have his lift tonight. This is kind of something that we haven't seen. Zach just doesn't really have his explosiveness since that Cleveland Cavaliers game, his first game of the year, which is a bit concerning. But I'm also like, even if Zach never gets that back, he's going to be fine. As we saw against Brooklyn, that I don't even think he had his best explosiveness against Brooklyn, and he scored 20 points in the quarter. So hopefully it's just him getting into game shape, and then once he builds up his strength again, he'll be able to start finishing through contact at the rim. But if that never comes back to him, he's still an all-star, still a max player, still everything. Like, he's still a phenomenal scorer. And it's something we can't take away. This boy can run his mouth talking about Atlanta Hawks trash. What? Was that directed at me, Walter? Or who was that directed at? I don't talk about the Atlanta Hawks if you're coming after me. I don't talk about the Atlanta Hawks at all. I talk about the Bulls. I do not talk about the Hawks. Yeah. Yeah. All right, but I believe that's gonna wrap it up for me on the stream tonight. We have a shorter stream. Actually, I don't even know how long the stream's been up, honestly. But kind of a low-key day. I'm tired. Again, I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm definitely tired right now. So yeah, I'm gonna get my rest and hope for a Bulls win on Friday. But thank you all to coming out and joining the stream. I appreciate you guys coming out and supporting me yet again in another post-game stream. Bulls got another win, which is great. Can't wait for that game on Friday. If you have not already, I would appreciate if you hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, you like Chicago Bulls content, you can hit that subscribe button for more Bulls content as well. If you are also new here and you have not followed my Twitter yet, here is my Twitter account. I'm always live tweeting on during Bulls games, so you can catch my analysis there. And I am gonna have a new blog post coming out here soon. But if you have not seen my blog, here is my blog website. Check out my written work there on my blog website if you want to see anything there. But I can't guarantee a stream on Friday, but I'm planning on it right now. So hopefully I'm able to do a post-game stream on Friday. I should be able to. But we'll see. No guarantees, but I should be able to. But I'm looking forward to Friday and see if the Bulls can pull out a victory against Celtics again. But that's going to do it for me, guys. Appreciate you guys coming out and supporting me. Also, one last thing. I did upload today. So if you have not watched my video from this morning, let me actually just link that to you. Let me just link this in the chat. But I went over the Bulls' defense against the Brooklyn Nets. I think it's important that we're constantly always looking at this throughout the season. So if you have not watched the video, you can go ahead and check out the video here with the link in the chat right now. So, yep, go check this out. I think I did a pretty good job breaking down the Bulls' defense against Kevin Durant and their shooters, but specifically look at the defensive rotations as well. So check that out as well. But that's going to do it for me, guys. Again, thank you so much for supporting me. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.